Shocking fact, about 4 in 10 motorcycle breakdowns happen not because of factory defects, but because of the way owners ride and care for their bikes. Today, we're revealing 15 common riding habits that are secretly damaging your motorcycle and emptying your bank account while you're at it. Some might surprise you because they seem completely harmless. Others you might recognize immediately as things you do every time you ride. Either way, fixing these mistakes could add years to your bike's life and save you thousands in unnecessary repairs. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you've been doing wrong and how to fix it. Stick around because knowledge is the cheapest motorcycle upgrade you'll ever get. Let's get right into it. Habit number 1, gunning a cold motor. We've all done it. You start your bike and immediately crank the throttle because you love that sound. But this is one of the most damaging things you can do to your motorcycle. Here's why. When your bike sits overnight, all the oil drains down to the bottom of the engine. The second you start it, your oil pump begins working, but it takes time for that oil to reach all the moving parts in your engine. If you rev hard immediately, you're essentially running parts of your engine with minimal lubrication. In cold weather, this problem gets even worse. Cold oil is thick and sluggish, moving through your engine like molasses. That means even less protection right when you need it most. The solution is simple. Start your bike and let it idle for about a minute before giving it any throttle. In cold weather, make it 2 minutes, then ride gently for the first few miles until everything reaches proper operating temperature. This tiny bit of patience can literally double your engine's lifespan. Habit number 2, running in too high a gear. Many riders cruise around in high gears at low speeds because they think it saves fuel or sounds better. What they don't realize is they're putting enormous strain on their engine and drivetrain. Motorcycles are designed to operate within specific RPM ranges. When you lug the engine, run it at very low RPMs in too high a gear, you force it to work much harder than necessary. You can actually hear it struggling with that low laboring sound. This creates excessive force on your connecting rods, crankshaft, and bearings. Over time, these parts wear prematurely or even fail catastrophically. One mechanic I know calls this the silent killer because the damage builds up slowly until something suddenly breaks. The easy fix: keep your engine in the proper RPM range for your bike. Generally, if you're going slow, use a lower gear. Your motorcycle should feel responsive and smooth, never struggling or vibrating excessively. If it feels like it's bogging down, downshift. Your transmission will thank you with years of trouble-free service. Habit number 3, using the wrong gasoline. You might think gas is just gas, but using the wrong fuel in your motorcycle can lead to serious problems over time. Many riders cut corners here to save a few dollars per tank, but the long-term costs can be staggering. Your motorcycle's engine is calibrated for a specific octane rating. Using lower-grade fuel than recommended causes the fuel to ignite at the wrong time. This creates damaging pressure spikes inside your engine, a condition known as knock or ping. You might not even hear it happening, but your engine's internals definitely feel it. Ethanol content is another concern. Most modern bikes handle E10, 10% ethanol, without issue, but higher concentrations can deteriorate fuel system components. I've seen rubber parts turn to goo and metal parts corrode due to high ethanol fuels. The solution costs nothing but attention. Simply use the octane grade specified in your owner's manual. If your bike calls for premium fuel, that's what it needs to run properly and avoid damage. Consider it preventive maintenance rather than an extra expense. The few extra dollars per fill-up will save you thousands in the long run. Using the wrong fuel might seem like a small mistake, but over time, it quietly eats away at your engine's reliability. And it's just one of several habits that slowly sabotage your motorcycle without you even realizing it. The next few habits, they're some of the most overlooked and the most damaging. If you care about your bike's long-term health, now's the time to pay attention. And if your motorcycle means more to you than just getting from point A to B, take a second to like this video. It helps others find the info they need to keep their bikes running strong. And if you want to protect your ride, avoid costly mistakes, and ride with confidence for years to come, subscribe and join a community of riders who care about doing it right. Your bike deserves it, and so do you. Habit number 4, skipping valve checks. Many riders completely ignore valve maintenance because it seems complicated or expensive. But skipping these crucial adjustments is like ignoring a ticking time bomb in your engine. Your motorcycle's valves control the flow of air and fuel into the engine and exhaust gases out of it. Over time, the clearances between valve components change due to normal wear. When these clearances get too tight or too loose, your engine performance suffers dramatically and damage begins. Too tight? Your valves can't close properly, which burns valve seats and leads to compression loss. Too loose? You'll have power loss, rough running, and excessive noise. Both scenarios end with expensive repairs. Don't make this mistake. Check your service manual and follow the recommended valve adjustment interval, typically every 12,000 to 18,000 miles, depending on your bike. Yes, it costs a few $100s for professional service, but proper valve adjustment is essential preventive maintenance that can save you from a financial disaster later on. Habit number 5, running with a dirty air filter. Your motorcycle breathes through its air filter, and a clogged one is like trying to run with a plastic bag over your head. You'd be surprised how many riders completely ignore this simple maintenance item until serious problems develop. A dirty air filter restricts airflow to your engine, throwing off the critical air-fuel ratio. Your bike compensates by running rich, too much fuel, which creates carbon deposits, foul spark plugs, and reduces power. Over time, this leads to poor performance, terrible fuel economy, and even engine damage. The worst case? A completely clogged or damaged filter can allow dirt and debris into your engine. Once abrasive particles get into your cylinders, they scratch the walls like sandpaper, leading to reduced compression and expensive repairs. The fix is among the easiest in motorcycle maintenance. Check your air filter every 5,000 miles or more frequently if you ride in dusty conditions. Cleaning or replacing it takes minutes and costs very little, but provides immediate performance improvements and prevents expensive engine damage. Habit number 6, frequent short-distance riding. Those quick trips to the store might seem harmless, but they're secretly destroying your motorcycle if that's all you do. Short rides prevent your bike from reaching proper operating temperature, creating a host of problems that compound over time. When you start a cold engine, condensation forms inside as a natural byproduct of combustion. On longer rides, this moisture evaporates as the engine warms up. But on short trips, your engine never gets hot enough to burn off this moisture. Instead, it collects in your oil, forming sludge that can't properly lubricate engine components. Additionally, unburned fuel contaminates your oil on short trips, diluting it and reducing its protective qualities. This creates accelerated wear on critical engine parts. If you mostly take short rides, try to mix in a longer 30-minute ride at least once a week to fully warm your engine and burn off contaminants. Also consider changing your oil more frequently than the manual suggests. These simple adjustments can dramatically extend your engine's life and prevent costly repairs. Habit number 7, neglecting drivetrain maintenance. Your motorcycle's chain transfers power from the engine to the rear wheel. Neglecting this crucial system creates problems that extend far beyond the drivetrain itself. A dirty, dry, or improperly adjusted chain increases friction and robs power. Your engine works harder to overcome this resistance, burning more fuel and generating more heat. This additional stress transfers to your sprockets, output shaft bearings, and even your transmission. Poor chain maintenance also creates safety issues. A chain that's too loose can derail or even break at speed. One that's too tight puts excessive strain on bearings and can seize up components. Either scenario can leave you stranded or worse. Make chain maintenance part of your regular routine. Clean and lubricate your chain every 500 miles or after riding in rain. Check and adjust tension monthly following your specific bike's requirements. This 15-minute task prevents thousands in repairs and extends the life of your entire drivetrain system. For belt or shaft drive bikes, follow the inspection schedule in your manual without fail. Habit number 8, incorrect oil level. Getting your oil level wrong, either too high or too low, can cause major problems that many riders never consider. This simple oversight leads to expensive damage that's completely preventable. Most riders worry about low oil, and for good reason. Insufficient oil means inadequate lubrication, causing metal-to-metal contact that can destroy an engine in minutes. But overfilling is just as harmful and more common than you might think. Too much oil causes the crankshaft to whip the excess into a froth, creating foam that can't properly lubricate engine components. This foam can also build pressure that blows out seals and gaskets. Additionally, excess oil can get forced past piston rings into the combustion chamber, causing smoke, fouled plugs, and carbon buildup. Take the time to check your oil level properly. Always place your motorcycle on level ground and follow your manual's specific instructions on whether to check it hot, or cold, and whether the bike should be upright or on its side stand. This free habit can prevent thousands in engine repairs. Habit number 9. Ignoring cooling system maintenance. For riders with liquid-cooled motorcycles, the cooling system is often out of sight, out of mind, until something goes catastrophically wrong. By then, the damage is done, and the repair bills are substantial. Coolant doesn't last forever. Over time, it loses its corrosion inhibitors and ability to transfer heat effectively. Old coolant can become acidic, eating away at metal components from the inside. It can also leave deposits that restrict flow through narrow cooling passages. Using the wrong type of coolant creates its own problems. Automotive coolant often contains silicates that can damage motorcycle water pump seals. Mixing different coolant types can cause them to gel or lose effectiveness. Make coolant maintenance part of your regular schedule. Flush and replace your coolant every 2 years or according to your manufacturer's recommendations. Check coolant levels regularly, especially before long rides. This simple maintenance prevents overheating damage that can leave you stranded with expensive repairs. Habit number 10. Ignoring signs of spark plug failure. Spark plugs might be small and inexpensive, but they have an outsized impact on your motorcycle's performance and longevity. Many riders completely ignore this crucial component until major problems develop. Your spark plugs are the window into your engine's health. They create the spark that ignites the air-fuel mixture, and their condition tells a story about how your engine is running. Worn or fouled plugs create weak sparks, leading to incomplete combustion, rough running, hard starting, and poor fuel economy. Long-term riding with bad plugs causes more than just performance issues. Incomplete combustion leads to carbon buildup throughout your engine. This can affect valve operation, reduce compression, and even damage your catalytic converter if your bike has one. Check your spark plugs every 5,000 miles or whenever you experience performance issues. Replace them at the interval specified in your owner's manual, typically every 10,000 to 15,000 miles. This inexpensive maintenance improves performance immediately and prevents costly downstream problems. Habit number 11, feathering the clutch. Many riders develop the habit of constantly keeping slight pressure on the clutch lever while riding. This clutch feathering feels natural to some, but it's silently destroying your transmission. When you apply even slight pressure to your clutch lever, you're partially disengaging the clutch plates. This creates slippage, generating excessive heat in your clutch assembly. Over time, this heat glazes the friction plates, reducing their ability to grip properly. Clutch damage usually becomes noticeable when your bike hesitates to accelerate despite the engine revving. By this point, you're looking at a complete clutch replacement that could have been easily avoided with a simple habit change. Train yourself to keep your fingers off the clutch lever unless you're actually shifting or stopping. This small adjustment will dramatically extend your clutch life and save you hundreds in unnecessary repairs. Habit number 12, jackrabbit starts and panic stops. The way you apply throttle and brakes has a massive impact on your motorcycle's lifespan. Riders who constantly accelerate hard and brake suddenly are putting extraordinary stress on multiple systems. Hard acceleration forces your engine to jump from idle to maximum output instantly. This creates extreme thermal stress as components heat unevenly. It also puts massive loads on your clutch, chain, and transmission. Those look-at-me moments at stoplights might feel fun, but they're costing you. Panic braking is equally damaging. Sudden hard stops force your suspension to compress violently, stress your frame, and can even twist components out of alignment over time. Your drivetrain also suffers from the abrupt transition from power to no power. Develop smooth, progressive throttle control. Roll on power deliberately rather than snapping the throttle open. Anticipate stops and brake gradually when possible. You can still enjoy your bike's capabilities while treating the mechanical components with respect. Your wallet will thank you with significantly reduced maintenance costs. Habit number 13, over-revving engine in traffic. When you're stuck in traffic on a hot day, the natural tendency is to blip the throttle repeatedly. Many riders think this helps cool the engine, but it actually does the opposite, creating expensive problems. Unlike cars, motorcycles depend heavily on forward movement for cooling. When you're stationary, your cooling system functions at reduced efficiency. Revving the engine while stopped actually generates more heat than it dissipates, pushing temperatures into the danger zone. For air-cooled motorcycles, this problem is even more severe. Without liquid coolant, air-cooled engines rely entirely on airflow over cooling fins. Stationary revving with no airflow is a recipe for overheating damage. When stuck in traffic on hot days, keep your engine at a steady idle. If possible, find gaps to move forward slowly, generating some airflow. Watch your temperature gauge closely. If your bike begins to overheat, find a safe place to pull over and let it cool down with the engine off. These simple practices prevent costly overheating damage. Habit number 14, improper downshifting technique. Many riders downshift aggressively, rapidly dropping through multiple gears with little thought to the consequences. This technique might seem efficient, but it's causing serious damage to your motorcycle's powertrain. When you downshift abruptly, especially without matching engine speed, known as rev matching, you create a shock load through your entire drivetrain. Your engine suddenly spikes in RPM, your chain or belt snaps tight, and your transmission gears and clutch absorb enormous forces they weren't designed to handle repeatedly. Beyond the mechanical damage, abrupt downshifting can cause your rear wheel to hop or even lock momentarily, especially in wet or slippery conditions. This creates a dangerous loss of traction that can lead to a crash. Practice proper downshifting technique. Downshift one gear at a time, briefly blipping the throttle as you release the clutch to match engine speed with wheel speed. Use your brakes for most of your deceleration, letting the downshift support your slowing rather than cause it. This technique extends the life of your transmission and clutch while providing smoother, safer control. Habit number 15, exceeding load capacity. Motorcycles are designed with specific weight limits in mind. Regularly exceeding these limits without proper adjustments puts stress on virtually every component, leading to premature failures and unsafe handling. Excess weight forces your engine and transmission to work harder, generating more heat and accelerating wear. Your suspension components compress beyond their designed range, affecting handling and potentially bottoming out. Even your tires wear differently when consistently overloaded. If you regularly ride with a passenger or heavy luggage, take the time to adjust your motorcycle accordingly. Increase tire pressure according to your manual's recommendations, adjust suspension preload, and consider the impact on your headlight aim. These simple adjustments improve handling and prevent premature component failures. Most importantly, know your motorcycle's weight limits and respect them. If you regularly need to carry more than your bike was designed for, it might be time to consider a motorcycle better suited to your needs. There you have it. 15 riding habits that are silently destroying your motorcycle and draining your bank account. The good news? Most of these issues can be fixed with simple changes to how you ride and maintain your bike. Think about which of these habits might apply to you. Even veteran riders fall into some of these traps. Making these adjustments could save you thousands in repair bills and add years to your motorcycle's life. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let us know which ones you're going to work on. And if you know about other destructive riding habits we didn't mention, share them with the community. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you get the most from your motorcycle. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video that could save you money and keep you riding instead of waiting for repairs. Until next time, ride smarter, treat your bike right, and enjoy every mile.